You know, Epic Games Store was one of the main reasons why I decided to start making my own YouTube channel about PC gaming. I highly dislike the way they are doing their business, and I have many reasons for that, but I won't cover them all, not yet. A big video about Epic Store is on my to-do list, but right now I want to bring your attention to the game called DARQ, and how Epic tried to get it on their store. It's a perfect example of my issues with the current Epic Games Store strategy. So, DARQ is a debut game from Unfold Games that was released a few days ago on Steam. It's a puzzle platformer and it looks very charming, reminds me of Tim Burton movies, and so definitely check out the store page that I left in the description and in comments. But I'm not going to talk about the game itself this time. What I'm going to highlight in this video is interesting info that creator of DARQ shared about Epic Store. Before the release date, developer did AMA on Reddit and said that Epic Games actually contacted him and offered exclusivity, but he turned them down. On the question why he did this, DARQ creator explains that Epic reached him out only after he published trailer with launch date announcement, which was just 2 weeks before the Steam release. But apparently it didn't stop Epic from offering developer to suddenly change their plans and release the game exclusively on Epic Store instead. After considering this offer, DARQ creator decided that it's a bad idea to disappoint all those people who wishlisted his game on Steam with that sudden last-minute switch to other platform. And then he asked if it's possible to release his game on both Steam and EGS. Epic answer to that was clear. They were only interested in exclusivity, and if the developer wants to do multi-store release, then he can release his game anywhere except Epic Store. Well duh, so much for multi-store future when you are interested only in creating your own little monopoly. This Reddit AMA sparked quite a lot of attention to the game and Epic stance on exclusivity, so the developers decided to make a follow-up article when he clarified things about this situation. He further explains why he decided to turn down Epic's offer, and he made quite reasonable points on why he thought it was not a good idea. He talked about how it can disappoint people who waited for his game on Steam for almost a year only to see it switching to another platform just 2 weeks before the release date. He also talked about how this decision can ruin the credibility of his studio and how it's important to give players what they want, options and choice where to buy his game. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised that there are still developers who think about the long-term consequences of their decisions and have the integrity to think about what players want. I mean, that didn't stop many other publishers who decide to fuck over their customers and retail partners in their pursuit of Epic's exclusivity moneybacks. I can understand why indie developers can accept those deals, and I wouldn't have blamed DARQ creator to decide to go with Epic Store exclusivity. He spent almost 4 years developing his first game, and as someone who's trying to get into game development myself, I fully understand what kind of struggles he went through. Upfront money is a really tempting offer, but the problem is that most developers are constantly trying to guilt-trip their customers for refusing to support Epic Store, like it's not a big deal, it's just a launcher, you are all crybabies, etc, etc. Lack of honesty and amounts of bullshit that Epic is spreading around their store is so tiring, so seeing developer being so open about this subject and placing his potential customers over the temptation of quick and easy money is really refreshing to see. To conclude this video, I want to point out that Epic is full of shit. They constantly talk about competition, how they are making a favor to everyone with their store, but in reality their end goal is clear, not to compete with Steam and other storefronts, but become a Steam. And they are doing this by taking out the consumer's choice and forcing people to use the lackluster launcher. With a few exceptions, they are accepting only exclusives, because Epic understands that it's the only way they can compete on PC market, because if people would have a choice where to buy the game, they will buy it on Steam and not on their platform. So indie developers right now have a tough choice of either accepting exclusivity, break their promises and deal with potential long-term consequences, or leaving their chances to get on Epic Store, who offers better cut and visibility. The way Epic is doing those deals are very sketchy, considering that they offered exclusivity to DARQ Dev just 2 weeks before Steam release. It should have been obvious to them that it might cause controversy, because they get a lot of shit for doing this in the past. So, looks like Epic doesn't give a shit and will continue to keep going like that as long as they have money. Or even worse, they are looking to create controversies on purpose. And honestly, after Ublet's shit show and that Tim Sweeney tweet where he just threw more fuel in the fire instead of easing the tensions, I won't be surprised if Epic is really trying to create as much controversy as around their store as possible. And this is terrible, because they are constantly throwing developers under the bus. And unlike DARQ creator, not many developers think about the consequences and can easily turn down Epic's money. Some of them really just trying to survive and or not following closely the Epic controversy, so they don't realize that they are signing up the deal with the devil, who in reality don't give a shit about them. Okay, enough with Epic Store for today. Don't forget to read articles that I left in the description and comments to this video, and also check out DARQ's store page. Seriously, this game looks really damn good.